Now, on to the disaster that was the red carpet at the Actor Awards. Joining us now, Kinsey Schofield, host of the Must Subscribe Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered. Hello, Kinsey. Welcome back to The Nerve.
Did you not just feel like you were watching the Wuthering Heights press tour? Like, did you not, like, everything had a certain look? Am I just very dramatic?
What struck me were the amount of misses as opposed to hits, and how every man, my understanding is somehow Elle magazine got a hold of running the theme of the evening, and they decreed it was going to be like 1930s Hollywood. And so all these men showed up wearing what looked like zoot suits, and they were very unflattering, and none of them really looked terribly comfortable in them. But to begin with, I want to look at none other than Timothée Chalamet Ding Dong and his mother. Now, Timothée is in Prada. His mom is in something she got off the rack. And no offense to people who shop at TJ Maxx. I shop at TJ Maxx all the time. Mm-hmm. But this is a dress for day. This is a summer dress. It is a thin, cheap fabric. She is not wearing foundational undergarments. She is wearing platform. They look like plastic to me sandals. Timothée could have hooked his mother up with a stylist. He is dating Kylie Jenner. He has access to the best of the best. And here she is looking like she had one too many mimosas at Sunday brunch. Kinsey, what say you?
Well, does it concern you that she's there instead of Kylie and it looks like she's not prepared? Is there a bigger story here? Was there a blow up between Timothée and Kylie right before the awards show, and he had to call and say, "Mom, I need you to be my plus one"? Because you're right, it's so off that there's almost no justification for it. No one stepped in and said, let's do a basic black dress on you. But I also thought that Timothée kind of looked like a valet. I wanted to toss my car keys at him. So maybe they just were both not in sync. I mean, I'm thankful that we've retired the color orange, but this is not giving A for effort. I wish he'd shave his face too. I think he looks like a gerbil.
He looks sleazy, skeezy, unwashed. I do think it's the look he's going for. He may be going for the indie sleaze look of the early aughts. Interesting theory that perhaps there was a fight and his mom was drafted as the last minute plus one. But even so, I think if you are the professional that Timothée has been telling us he is, lo these many months, disciplined as he's been telling us, you are prepared for any eventuality. And if you have a relationship that is that combustible, you prepare. You've got your mother all hooked up. She's got her glam squad. She's got her options. She's got, foundational undergarments that are going to make everything smoothed in and put together. You know what I mean? So I just think it's sloppy. And it's frankly the kind of laissez-faire approach of someone who thinks he's a lock. And I was extremely gratified to see him shut out yet again. Best actor went to somebody other than him, Michael B. Jordan, who the room gave a standing ovation to. Okay, moving on to Kathryn Hahn, wearing Victor and Rolf Haute Couture. I took one look at this look and I said, this woman's stylist hates her. Hates her. This is beyond unflattering. And I could not tell you what I would call those two hot pink, enormous accoutrement hanging off of her waist. They look like oversized epaulettes, but they're not epaulettes. Epaulettes go on the shoulder. I've never seen anything like this. Kinsey, what do you make of it?
I love a good tulle moment. I love tulle. I cover princesses, so that's my jam. But Coco Chanel said, before you leave the house, look in the mirror and remove one accessory. The one accessory is whatever that pink thing was around her waist. It looks like a flotation device. Is this an audition for the new Baywatch reboot? I thought it was hideous. And tulle also, I think sometimes it's appropriate, sometimes it's not appropriate. I think without that pink thing, it would have looked fine. But I wonder if we would have been complaining about the tulle too, because it is a little prom.
It is prom. I mean, there's a way to give that dress some edge with a kind of belt or some sort of thing happening around the waist, but that's not it. And I feel like, it's true what they say, the camera does add 10 pounds. and affixing those hot pink. Your eye goes right to the hot pink. It goes right to the waist. As you said, it goes right to that like super poofy tulle, skirt. It was a mess. Okay, another one who I think the stylists hate her, or this woman really does think she knows what she's doing. Teyana Taylor, who I think is one of the most overblown, overhyped actresses out there. Here she is on the red carpet with her little girl. Not appropriate. She's wearing a Tom Brown dress. It looks like the top, like it's reminiscent of, remember that vanity, her daughter's doing the right thing. Walk away, kid, walk away. The scene is not for you. You're better than this. Remember that Vanity Fair cover where Demi Moore was wearing body paint her breasts were painted over? That's what this Tom Brown thing looks like. Like it's like swirly body paint where her breasts should be. It's needlessly provocative, I think, especially for the SAG Actor Awards where you are trying to be taken seriously as an actor. What do you think?
And when your one accessory is your child, you've got
your child should not be an accessory,
and you got your titties popping out when your major accessory is your baby girl. I mean, I hate this dress. I think it's camp. I expect to see a lot of this at this year's Met Gala.
Yes.
With the art theme. But her daughter is so cute, so I won't dwell on the belly button art. But I just did. I thought, what the hell is she wearing? This is not a costume party. Again, it's about what's appropriate for the event, what's appropriate for the moment. And I just did not. I thought it was silly.
Don't be so desperate. Don't think that like this is the only night you're going to get like the world's cameras on you. Play it cool a little bit. Okay, Kristen Wiig. She's wearing Christian Cowan. And I do believe the purpose of this dress is to show everybody how she's doing on Ozempic.
Oh my God. I knew you
allegedly, reportedly, just my opinion. This woman is in her mid-50s. She has not an ounce of fat on her. She looks skeletal. And why else would we be denying ourselves food if not for this moment where we can show our rib cage and what looks like breast implants? Just my opinion.
We've had a conversation before, and I think it's worth exploring or revisiting. She definitely looks hungry. And Kate Moss said, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. But I think that she hated her time at SNL. She hated being goofy. She hated being a nerd. She hated being silly. This is my personal opinion. And right now she's in full sex pot mode. She's
had some very good work done on her face. Very good. It's very subtle. Just my opinion.
But, she went from SNL, Target employee to Maxim girl overnight. And it feels like a rejection of that past trauma. I think Lorne Michaels is a nightmare to work with. And it just feels like she is,
she wants to be beautiful. She wants to be sexy. But like at a certain age, there's a way to do that without slinging your wares all over a red carpet.
Right.
Like you're a starlet who's got this one shot. Gwyneth Paltrow in Givenchy. I loved this look. And my favorite part of the look, I'll tell you, are the turquoise earrings. Those earrings I read date back to the 1930s. And I think these earrings are Sleeping Beauty turquoise. And I have a pair. And it's a kind of turquoise. It's rare. They are so soft and beautiful, that turquoise. And I think it's a stunning look. I loved it. What do you think?
I think that I've been spoiled. I have come to like Gwyneth Paltrow for her boyfriend breakfasts where she's in her pajamas and her hair is crazy and her glasses are on. So I get a little whiplash now when I see her on a carpet like that. I immediately thought that looks too girly girl for her because I've become like obsessed with this goop character, this hippie character she's built. So, I wasn't as smitten with it as you were, but perhaps I just need to readjust my Gwyneth glasses.
Yeah, day to night, Kins, day to night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Demi Moore in Schiaparelli Couture. Now, this is on the heels of her appearance at Fashion Week, at the Gucci show in particular. Number one, I love this look. I've always loved Schiaparelli, but she is skeletal. She is skeletal. And people saying that this is a good look is, to me, again, some of the most dangerous messaging we can get. I hate seeing women looking emaciated like this. Kinsey, what do you think of this?
Vegas showgirl. But
Mhm.
I'd also say, like, did she get her face fixed?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
remember when
Again,
she,
my opinion, you don't get, listen, she's over 60. She's had 3 kids. Her weight has gone up and down. As she wrote about in her memoir, she's had no shortage of eating disorders. Gravity works one way. Okay. You don't suddenly, waking up because you drank some green juice, like Jennifer
yeah,
Aniston loves to say, no,
yeah,
surgical intervention.
yeah, yeah. No, I think she looks great, but also she's too thin. She's absolutely too thin. But whoever fixed her face after that botched thing that happened right here,
New York doctor.
yeah,
I
whoever
have
did
it
that,
on very good authority.
God bless that person.
He had
That's
to
a
fly to
magician.
New York to get that rectified. Some stuff is irreversible. She was very lucky. She was
Yeah.
very lucky. I want to take a look at Charlie Hunnam, who I love. I think, Charlie, his looks, I do believe, outpace his talent. He had just some more talent. He would be a movie star for the ages, but he doesn't. He's limited. It's fine. He's embryonic here. I love this look. I love it. This deep, saturated velvet blue blazer on top of, again, turquoise. It's sort of a little bit of an emerging theme here. The pants are tailored beautifully. It is a modern look. He did not go zoot suit costume style per the edicts of Dying Elle magazine. Your thoughts, Kinsey?
Like, I just love a sexy man who's like a man who doesn't look
Mhm.
feminine, doesn't carry a purse, Jacob.
But can carry off velvet. Not every
Yeah.
straight man can carry off velvet like that.
I mean,
Blue velvet, no less.
the fact that we're not comparing him to Willy Wonka, maybe it's the facial hair.
Imagine Timothée trying to pull
Timothée.
that look off.
No,
Never.
he would look silly. There's something very sexy and manly about him. And, my mom and I always joke that he should have done the 50 Shades of Grey. He turned that down.
Yes, he pulled out of that.
Yeah. And we're always like, God, he should have done that. He'd be such a movie star now. But the reason we can, still look at him and go, oh, he's a man, is because he doesn't do projects like that. So maybe maybe that's benefited him in the long run.
Perhaps. We shall see. Okay, I want to take a look at a couple of others. Sarah Pigeon in Balenciaga, who right now is just the it girl of the moment for her role as Carolyn Bessette Kennedy in Ryan Murphy's Love Story, which is an ongoing topic of conversation here at The Nerve. Now, I saw a lot of people did not like this dress. I love this dress. I think the ruching at the top is off. That needed to be fixed. I don't think it was designed to look, it's asymmetrical. Same with the bottom, but I thought this was a very interesting modern look, and I love the color on her.
I love that you love it. I think I want to clean my toilet bowl based on what I just witnessed. It looks like a toilet brush to me.
It does to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's so sexy and thin, and she's got that Paltrow body that I feel like it's not, I feel like I want to see her in something sleek and a bodycon.
You know what I think she's doing though? I think she's leaning into the high fashion avant-gardism of a Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, who when she did go to black tie events, red carpet galas, she would wear like a Yohji Yamamoto. She would swerve a little bit. She would go for the Japanese designer. And I think I think that Sarah Pigeon is trying to borrow a little bit of that kind of stardust and play the long game of I'm just not your average sexy starlet. I think it would have been a mistake for her to show up as Emma Stone did. And we can show Emma Stone right here trying to recreate that mid to late 90s Y2K slinky Calvin Klein look. Like that would have been a little bit too on the nose.
Yeah.
And almost like, as Meghan Markle does with Diana, skinning and wearing for body parts. Okay, a couple of others. This one annoyed me to no end. Jessie Buckley, who is highly tipped to win the Best Actress Oscar in a couple of weeks. She won Best Actress on Sunday night at the Actor Awards. She is wearing Balenciaga as well. I hate this. I hate it. I don't understand the asymmetrical cape. I don't see what this is doing for her. She has, as we just discussed earlier, taken herself very, very seriously. Also, I hate the blonde on her. And I feel like I can say this as someone who went from like almost black hair to blonde. Some dark hair will not lift. That's what they call lifting in when they color hair. it won't go all the way to blonde. It'll stall out at like a salmon or a kind of a yellowy that it doesn't quite work. And I don't think Jessie Buckley's hair, A, lifts properly for what she wants to do. And B, I really think that to be a blonde, you kind of have to spiritually be a blonde. There are many kinds of blondes to be, but I just don't, Jessie Buckley does not read to me as spiritually a blonde. She reads to me as a prissy, nose up her own asshole, full of herself, theater trained Brit. And I just think she should lean into her bitchy brunetteness. But I don't know. What do I know? Tell me what you think.
She was a reality star. Did
No.
you know? Yes.
She's acting like Shakespeare himself trained her at the Globe Theater. She was on reality TV.
She did like a reality show with who did Cats? How am I spacing on his name?
Andrew Lloyd Webber?
Yeah, it was a reality show with Andrew Lloyd Webber, and she was on a reality show with him.
What was the premise of this show?
Where you were competing to become like a theater star, and but it was like American Idol style, where they're interviewing her parents in hallways and like really grubby. So you're gonna have to. I'll send you links, but
we've got to revisit this when we do our Oscars live stream. Kinsey's joining live on Oscar night. She will be here in New York City. Okay, the last one. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. Patricia Arquette. Listen, I love Rick Owens. I don't know what this is. This looks like these are the kinds of people I see at the airport, and I my soul dies. I'm
my God.
You couldn't just pull it together. You don't have something tailored that is also comfortable that you can wear out in public. Patricia Arquette looked a hot mess. What?
But don't you think that she's lost weight too? Don't you think she's doing Ozempic too? I do, because she usually looks much heavier than she did at this event. I think she's doing the poke.
The jab.
Yeah.
I don't see evidence of it. It could be, but if she is, and that's what she's trying to show us, she's wearing a layer upon layer of red tights on top of what looks like an asymmetrical red skirt on top of like what looks like a heavy, longer jacket that is then belted, and it's all the same material. So you have no like textural, interest or like there's like, it's just, I'm just hit with like a gob of red. She looks like the Nerve logo.
She does. She would be lucky if she were the Nerve logo. I don't ever consider her really to be somebody that I look to for fashion advice. I think she's looked horrendous on red carpets over the last few years. I guess we could say at least she's still trying, but I did feel like when I saw this image of her, I thought, I think she's lost some weight. And because I'm used to her body, it felt like something intentional, something that everyone in Hollywood's doing, but maybe she's on the drug.
Well, listen, I know Patricia Arquette is a sort of, someone who beats to her own drummer, and we love people like that here at the Nerve. But I really think she needs a designer like a Christian Siriano, who can take women of all different shapes, sizes, heights, taste levels, what have you, and he can make anyone look their absolute best. And I would encourage her to, I think she's worked with him before, and I think that she should work with him again. When your company is growing fast, order fulfillment can make or break your success. ShipStation can change everything. Their intelligence-driven platform puts order management, rate shopping, inventory, returns, warehouse tools, and analytics all in one place, saving customers an average of 15 hours a week. You can connect to over 200 sales channels with one streamlined dashboard. ShipStation compares rates across USPS, UPS, and FedEx to find the best option on every order with savings of up to 90% off. Bring your existing rates, add ShipStation's automations, let the system choose the carrier, find the rate, print the labels in bulk, and send tracking updates. Their tracking and return tools reduce customer service inquiries and give you the insights needed to optimize your operation. It's no wonder that over 1 million businesses trust ShipStation. Try ShipStation free for 60 days with full access to all features. No credit card needed. Go to ShipStation.com. Use code Maureen for 60 days for free. 60 days gives you plenty of time to see exactly how much time and money you are saving on every shipment. That's ShipStation.com, code Maureen. ShipStation.com, code Maureen.